What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. I just wanted to come down here really quick and talk a little bit of Traitors. Um, it's a little Sunday evening. My mom is gonna relax my hair in a little bit, and to be honest with you, like I am not like in the best mental state right now, and I just needed to like come down here and do something. Like I just needed to kind of get my mind off of everything that's been going on. So come on in the room, hit the like button for me. Let's talk a little bit of Traitors. Are y'all watching? Are y'all keeping up? How are we feeling? Hey, we Kayla. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Icon. Oh no, I'm sorry. I can read it right. Sorry about that. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I just wanted to talk some Traitors really quick. Okay. Oh, by the way, I was on WeGo podcast yesterday, so definitely go to her channel and check that out. I do already have it linked in the description. So please check that out and show my girl show Taria some love over there. We had a nice long chit chat. You all had been asking me to be back on her channel. So we were trying to figure it out, like trying to coordinate, but life kind of happened. We both got busy. And then I just hit her up like randomly to just check on her like sometime last weekend or last week or whatever, because she had just been on my mind. So yeah, that episode is up. Hey Raina, thank you for joining. Hey Trini. We'll help you get your mind in a good, positive state. Thank you, WK Love. Listen, I've been struggling. This last week has been a struggle, like just like not keeping food down, but even like having the desire to eat. Because like when I'm stressed out, I just don't want to eat. And, I had to like force some tuna and crackers down my throat. I had like 2 sticks of cheese today. I had some yogurt. I'm just like, and it's so crazy because, I noticed like around the holidays, maybe like around Thanksgiving, that's usually around the time where seasonal depression will get a hold of me. And I was feeling really good. And I was like, okay, I'm working out, I'm in the gym, 3, 4 days a week. I'm feeling cool. Maybe there's something to this fitness thing that's actually really helping, girl. But I also have the type, I mean, anybody who deals with depression knows this. Like, you can get triggered by an event or events, and just like everything that's been happening in the world right now, and just dealing with some personal things, it's just a lot. I feel very overwhelmed. So I'm just like, I've been feeling so checked out. So I'm just here to talk a little bit of Traitors, just to get my mind off of all of the things. Oh, okay, period. Thank you, Calbert. I stopped your WeGo collab to come over here. It's good. I'll finish after this. I appreciate that. Hey, my handle changed on YouTube for some reason. Oh, okay. So you're Lysol M. Okay. Hey, Dina Cole. Thank y'all so much for joining. Okay. So let's talk a little bit of Traitors. I'm not going to be here for very long. Okay. I'm just going to pop in and out tonight because I have a little bit to do after this. But okay. So last year I talked about this a little bit when I was watching Traitors, and there's always this undercurrent of, you guessed it, racism. Like I just feel like y'all are always going after the blacks. That episode with Tiffany actually really pissed me off, and I felt really bad for her. The way Colton went after her, and the whole thing is, when you juxtapose the situation with Colton targeting Tiffany and kind of the way Ron did it with Portia, Portia was actually saying a lot of dumb, incriminating shit. So I understood why the house went after Portia. Like that made complete sense. But I feel like now Ron is being ostracized for it, and everyone is like, yeah, Ron is nasty. He didn't get nasty until the last episode, to be fair. Like he told Dorinda that he didn't, what did he say to her? It was not nice. Like, he did not have to cuss at Dorinda, but he was just basically like, I don't want y'all in my business and I don't want to know your fucking business. And I was like, damn, why did he have to curse? But up until that point, he really hadn't done anything aside from be vocal about the reason that he feels like Portia is a traitor. Jameer, hey Jameer, thank you for joining. Can we talk about this? Okay, I wanted to say some stuff about Candace too, because we know Candace, Renna, and Rob from Love Island. They are all traitors, and I think everybody is doing a really good job except for Renna. I don't think that Renna is a good traitor. I think she was good in theory. You know, like I get why somebody would feel like she would be good, but she's actually not good. Um, but I think that Candace is doing a really good job. She is really fab in this role. But the thing about Candace is like you know what you signed up for. So she's kind of like emotional and remorseful. And I wonder if that is gonna trip her up at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like I need her to be a little bit more stone cold, but I think she's doing a fab job. Now the situation with Tiffany, I really didn't understand because I'm just like, y'all took this one thing that this man said at the round table and y'all just went with it. There was no other evidence. Eric, when I tell y'all, Eric pissed me off so bad talking about how he's a musician and he listened to one song for 40 mixes. So he knows that he heard Tiffany laugh in the woods. And I'm just like, it honestly could have been Renna. And he just assumed that it was Tiffany because it gives me Renna would be the one to laugh. Like there's so much about this show that's actually kind of annoying. Like I can't stop watching it, but it's also annoying to me. She's thriving on here. Candace is much more happier on here than being on that toxic housewife space. I agree with that. And I like just seeing her personality kind of in a neutral setting. I feel like this is a neutral setting, whereas with Housewives, she's always on the defense. So now I'm getting to experience a little bit more of Candace in her natural element, and I am really enjoying that. And I'm glad to see that she's getting like some sort of redemption in the public eye because I feel like that fight with Monique really did some very serious damage to her. And I feel like a lot of people already didn't like her, and then the fight with Monique, it gave people a reason to advocate for violence against her. Hey, Trainer Undefeated, welcome. Hey, Shandior. So yeah, okay. So there's that element. Portia incriminated herself, so I totally understand why she went home first. Did y'all peep how Renna actually voted for Portia? And I found that to be very interesting because on this show, period, the housewives have this thing about being in alignment with each other and having each other's back. So I knew that that was not going to fare well. And then the conversation that Caroline and Dorinda had, they were both shocked and flabbergasted that Renna went after Portia. And I was just like, okay, so I'm not the only one who sees it. Shan, 100%, she wasn't. Portia was not smart enough. Like, I feel like maybe she binge watched the show and she felt like she understood what was going on, but she really didn't understand what was going on because Shan, why would she just throw out there's 4 traitors? Why would you say that? Like, typically the show ends up with 4 traitors, but it doesn't usually start with that. So you can't definitively say that there are 4 traitors. Like, she said a lot of things that were incriminating. Anyway, the main thing that I got on here to talk about, though, is this Colton versus Michael Rapaport situation. Again, I'm not going to be up here for very long, but I just wanted to say this because I'm seeing a lot of chatter online about it. I was down in the Twitter hashtag seeing what people had to say after I looked at the last episode, and I just feel like this. That round table, Michael Rapaport, I cannot stand that man for the most part. I think that he looks like he gives me like a human scab, like a walking scab. Like that's what he gives me. Like I cannot stand him. Okay? And I just think that it's fucked up that I feel like I need to come down here and be like he was right. He actually cooked in that episode. Evangeline, we're going to talk about it, babe. We are going to talk about it. So, the situation with Colton and Michael Rapaport. So, Colton led the charge against Tiffany. Tiffany wanted to align herself kind of with Michael because she felt like Michael was a traitor, right? Fine. I think Michael had a little bit of a soft spot towards Tiffany. He has this thing where he's like, you led the charge against her. We should be looking at you a little bit closer now, right? Why are you not playing to the back? Why are you not humble? Why are you now coming for me? You're putting a target on my back. I feel isolated by you in the same way that you did towards Tiffany, in the same way that you isolated Tiffany. All valid points, okay? I just don't feel like Colton is playing a smart game. And I feel like, why does the white gay get to play this much of an aggressive game? And then somebody else, Tiffany didn't do anything different than anybody in the house was doing. She's playing the same type of aggressive game. She's throwing names out there. She's saying why she thinks this and that. Colton does the same thing, and everybody jumps on his wagon and rides out on Tiffany. Michael Rapaport is calling this out. He is highly fucking annoying. He is so annoying. The man, and I don't want to make assumptions, right? But the man had a plate and he literally shoveled the food into his mouth off the edge of the plate. So there's clearly like it's not all there, okay? But he made some points. Now, the other thing that pissed me off about the Tiffany situation with Eric, I just felt like with Eric and Colton, they just sat there and their mouths were agape. And then they went off scot-free. Whereas with Ron, where, he kind of led the charge with the Portia situation, everybody is still holding on to that. And they're not going after Colton in the way that they're going after Ron. Eric absolutely is a clown. I cannot stand him. I really do not like that man. Yeah, and I didn't want to say too much about that because I'm like, I did notice the way he eats, and I'm like, maybe he has like a little bit of a disability or something like that. So I didn't want to jump out there and like talk too crazy about that, but I did notice it when it happened, and I thought production was hilarious for getting a shot of that. The thing with Ron's argument against Portia made more sense considering Portia kind of put her foot in her mouth. She did. She had a slip of the tongue where she was like, we killed so and so last night. She had a slip of the tongue. And she also definitively said that there were 4 traitors. She spoke out of turn. She incriminated herself 100%. So Ron leading the charge against Portia was way more valid than what Colton did against Tiffany. Why is Colton not getting any smoke? Why are they now allowing him to do the same thing to Michael that he did to Tiffany? I'm not understanding this. Now, of course, I'm down in the hashtag. I'm learning things. I learned that, let me add some context here. So Michael Rapaport says to Colton, if anybody would be good at being a traitor and keeping a secret, it would be you. That was all he said. I picked up what he was putting down, and so did everybody else in the cast. Colton was very offended. He's like, oh, that's a low blow. And, they felt like it was a homophobic comment. I didn't feel that way. I am somebody who puts the B in LGBT. I am absolutely an ally for my people. Like, I ride for my people. Those of y'all who watch my channel know this. What Michael Rapaport said to that man was a fact. Listen, I understand and I have compassion for people who are in the closet, for people who have to or feel like they have to live their lives in the closet. I completely understand that 100%. Believe me. Here is the thing, and here is the difference. Okay. And I'm going to break this all the way down. It's not even that complex. But I feel like people are purposefully acting obtuse about this. And maybe it's a thing of like, they really don't like Michael. So, whatever. But here's the thing. Again, I understand people being in the closet. It's not safe for people to be out of the closet in a lot of instances, a lot of situations. That being said, with all of the compassion in the world, all of the compassion that I have for people who live that, under that kind of circumstance, for lack of better terms, Colton took his ass to The Bachelor and played in the face of how many women, how many contestants go up there? Let's say 30. You played in the face of 30 women. That is deceptive. It's not just lying by omission, living your life in the closet. No, you signed a fucking app. You filled out an application to take your ass on a show on national TV in front of millions of people, lying and deceiving woman after woman after woman after woman. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Michael Rapaport fucking cooked. He fucking cooked. I'm with you when you're right. Wait a minute. I didn't even see Rodney's video. As cousin Rodney said, he was on 3 different versions of The Bachelor. Excuse me? Bitch. See, and I didn't even know that. I thought he did the one and done. Then, on top of all of that, I learned that he put some type of tracking device on one of his ex-girlfriend's cars. So he was stalking bitches. A stalker is living a life of deception. So shouldn't nobody be surprised that Michael or somebody else would say, you of all people could very well be a traitor, because look at how the fuck you living in these streets. Three editions. I'm sorry. He went on The Bachelor 3 times, y'all. I need to look into that. Hey, Winnie B. Hey, Bonnie, just finished your video with WeGo Podcast Love. Also, Michael told the damn truth. Tell the damn truth and shame the devil. And thank you so much for checking out that episode with me and WeGo Podcast. It is linked in the description. So definitely check that out, y'all. We had a nice long chat. Y'all know I love my girl Taria. Okay, that's my boo right there. I didn't know either. Thank you, Callie Steve. Thank you so much for the super chat. Callie Steve says Michael and Colton are the same. Child. Now, here's the thing. I can't be too loud about this because I really don't care for Michael Rapaport all like that. I don't care for him. Didn't he make some nasty comments about Kenya Moore? And then he has this thing where he feels like, I don't know, like when Candace brought something to him about how, you were going after the housewives, he was like, how could you say that about me? I'm an honorary housewife. I talk my shit. So he really in real life thinks that he's a housewife. And it's like, sir, just because Andy Cohen had you up on Watch What Happens Live a couple of times, sitting next to the dolls, next to the divas, does not a housewife make. You could literally never. So stop it. He really does. He wants to be a housewife so bad. He was right. Listen, he was right about Colton. And again, I'm with you when you're right. He was right about Eric too. He gave the girls a nice little roundhouse kick. I said, oh, he's eating the girls up. But the thing is, Michael Rapaport is a very unlikable person. He's very unlikable. So he was a bad faithful. And if, he wasn't a traitor, obviously, but he would have been a bad traitor if he was a traitor. So I knew that they was going to get rid of him at some point because of that mouth. Because of that mouth. But something that is just like really wild to me is like watching how easy it is for people to just jump on the bandwagon. Like the thing is, Eric was in the woods, he's blindfolded. How do you know that you heard Tiffany laugh? Like you just heard her laugh so many times, you're 100%, and everybody just went with it. And I was like, oh my God. And after that whole situation, it really didn't seem like they were that remorseful. It didn't seem like they cared that much. You know, last year in the last season of Traitors, I remember one of the contestants, I think he was an athlete. He legitimately sent himself home because of the guilt and the weight of banishing people who were not faithful. So I'm just like, I mean, who were faithfuls. So I'm just like, I'm not seeing really the remorse here. I don't feel like they're really sorry about it. I don't feel like they really gave a fuck. I felt like they're just happy to get rid of some black people. And also I feel like after Siri won that first, you know, season, they was like, oh, we not letting no more black bitches up in here. That's how I feel. After Siri one, they was like, oh, we not letting no more blacks through. I said, damn. Let me see what y'all saying up in here. I only like the 3 traitors right now, to be honest. And I like Monet. Everyone else is kind of following, in my opinion. Monet did the same thing. Monet was on to Renna, though, which, she was smart, but then she said it out loud. And then Candace went back and told Renna. Now, Rob became privy to a conversation that the group was having about Renna. I would have kept that quiet and let them hang Renna out to dry and get her the hell up out of there, because if everybody's throwing Renna's name out there, it's clear that she's a sloppy ass traitor and she's not good. Candace is strategizing, Rob is strategizing. They talk like faithfuls. Renna's too quiet. She gets to the breakfast table and she's just gasping and she has her sunglasses on. Then she want to sit up there and give the most detailed description of what she thought the traitors looked like. Girl, what? So I think that Rob should have just like kept that in the tuck and let them get Renna out, and then you vote Renna out with the rest of everybody. Pretend that you ain't hear nothing and go on about your business. Or maybe even take it to Candace and be like, everybody's throwing her name out for a good reason. If we defend her, it's going to look suspect on us. Like, I need a little bit more strategy sometimes. I'm screaming, Bianca. Oh my God. Renna is next to be exposed. She's not playing a good game. She's just not. She's not. Yeah, so they jumped on the bandwagon about Tiffany too. And then Tara, the other figure skater, she want to sit up there and cry. It's like, bitch, why are you crying for? If you voting her out, like, don't cry for me and vote me out, bitch. I really hope they don't kill Colton because he's next to get banished. It'll implicate Rob if Colton dies. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Colton keeps. Renna does not want her housewives persona to leak into Traitors. She got what she wanted, which is to be a traitor. Yes, but people are noticing and they're asking questions. So they're just like, is Rinna usually this quiet? And Dorinda's like, actually, she's not. She's acting out of character right now. So now that alone shot her up on the suspect list. Because I don't even watch, or I didn't watch Beverly Hills when Rinna was on it, but I know that Rinna is like, do y'all know that clip of her in the brown jumpsuit where she like turns around and she bends over and you can see like her coochie print, you can see her monkey print through the backside? Like that is her personality. She's wild. She never plays to the back. So her playing to the back right now is definitely suspect. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Rena's a piece of work. I really couldn't stand her in the last few seasons. She can be vicious. Please, I tried to forget that image of Rinna. I'm screaming. I actually have it in my phone somewhere. Like I have all of these unhinged memes and clips, like hundreds of them in my phone, because you just never know like what situation you might need to use that. Like that clip of Rinna, I haven't had to use it yet, but that day might come soon. Can we talk about how Colton's one-liners were so corny and poorly rehearsed with Tiffany? Do you have one F in your name or two? It was so lame. I was like, you're embarrassed right now and you're really trying to have a moment. Like, I hate it when, oof. Because I feel like it kind of happened last year with Phaedra, with that back and forth with her and that guy. It's like y'all can't have a moment with a black, like you juxtaposed against a black woman, you trying to have a moment, you're not, it's not going to go the way that you think it does. And Colton, you did not eat that. What do you mean? How do you spell your name? Does it have one F or two? How the fuck you think it's spelled, nigga? Don't be stupid. Now you sound stupid. And I can't wait for them to get him up out of there. Tiffany did eat him up with that "I'm smarter than you" line. Y'all, that round table with Tiffany, I was on the edge of my seat. I was clutching my pearls. I was like, I was I was so deeply uncomfortable watching that. I said, bitch, this is good fucking TV right here. Like it was so good that I had to show my mom. I was like, Mom, this is a great piece of TV. I didn't even give her any context. I was like, just watch this shit. And then she got invested. So now, like my mom, like if my mom watches RuPaul's Drag Race with me, she doesn't want to see the ladies in the back room together. She just wants to see the runway and the performance in the main challenge. So my mom only she wants to watch the boardroom with me and then catch her up because she's just like, I don't want to see no challenges. Trini, the round tables. Listen, they have been so good. I really do think that this cast is good though. Like this is a good cast, but you know, the thing is when you have a mixed cast like this, and I always talk about this, and y'all know when you have a mixed race cast, the racism always jumps out. It is always going to come out. People's bias always comes out, no matter what. Tiffany did not do anything different than anybody else had. She had her suspicions. She laid out why, just like everybody else. How she became the target, I don't fucking know. I don't even know how Colton got that in his head that, oh, it's got to be Tiffany. She's my number one. I'm gunning for her. And even the way he came at it, I was so disgusted. I was like, girl, I'm like your mom. Sometimes I skip the challenges, lol. I want to see the drama, the psychology of it all, the plotting. Yes. You know, sometimes I be wanting to skip the challenges, but I don't because sometimes I feel like there will be some little thing that happens in the challenge that will add to why a player feels like somebody else is not a team player. Something will happen, like Colton wanting to grab that shield, even though the group had already discussed that nobody was going to get a shield. Like little moments like that, like I feel like I need to be privy to, so I need to like watch it. I don't watch the challenges like as intently as like the boardroom scene or like when they come to have breakfast with each other, but it can be a lot. It can be a lot. I'm seeing automatic biases towards black people on all trader shows. It's about to be a mess next season. Yeah. So when I said this like last year when I was watching Traitors, and I felt like when I said that, people were kind of like, oh, it's not that serious. It's not that. Like anytime I talk about racism and colorism, people want to tell me it's not that serious. It's not that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe we have like, or it's not like that we have different definitions, because like I don't own the definition of a word. I just feel like we have different understandings of what things mean. And I feel like people don't know what things mean, and then they want to challenge the people who have a deeper understanding of that word and can point out the patterns. Like I watch these shows for entertainment, so I'm not watching as like a racism colorism hunter. I'm just watching to be entertained, and I happen to see things and I point them out. That's it. Colton can go home for me too, Shan. I'm sick of her. I'm tired of her. Clock it. How did Tiffany get on their radar by giving her opinion like everybody else? That's what I didn't understand, Shan. I really didn't get it. I said, wait, she's doing the exact same thing that everybody does. She laid out her facts and examples. What was the issue in what she said? The people that I would be most suspect of are the people who are playing to the back, right? So they did right in suspecting Donna, because Donna is, number one, she's unsuspecting. She's like this sweet little cookie baking, Caucasian mom. Can I tell y'all something that bothered me about like the beginning of the season? What these people were doing on Traders. So Donna, how do you say her last name? Is it Kelsey or Kelchi? Anyway, her two sons play American football. They play for the Kansas City, whatever that team is. Okay. I don't speak ESPN, so I don't really know a whole lot about it. I just know she has two sons that plays football. Okay. So she came in, everybody wanted to rally around her and take care of her and hold her little hand and here, give me your arm, let me help you down the steps, which is what everybody should be doing for an elderly woman. I understand that, right? But there are things that come with that. People make assumptions about your personality. People think you're so sweet and so innocent. So it would make sense that Alan Cummings, Chiefs. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Kansas City Chiefs. It would make sense that he would make her a traitor, because the perception of her is she's just a sweet little old lady. How could she be a traitor? How could she be a murderer? How could she? Right? She also played her game to the back. She was too quiet. When you're a traitor, you have to think like a faithful. You have to get in there, right? You have to strategize. You have to lay out the evidence as if you are a faithful. Donna was not doing that. But can I tell y'all about something that actually pissed me off with, Donna and the rest of the castmates? I only remember the little Asian boy that said he heard Tiffany laugh say this. I only remember him, but I know it was said a couple of other times. When these motherfuckers said that, oh, she couldn't be a traitor. Why would we suspect her of being a traitor? That's America's mom. I said, are there two Americas? I'm a black woman and I was born in America. Do y'all know the history of America? How did a white woman become America's mammy? Because she has two sons that play football. I said, don't piss me off in here today. If anybody's going to be America's mammy, it's going to be a black woman. I said, listen, 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 listen. Don't piss me off, okay? I said that's a random white woman who gave birth to men who just so happen to play in the NFL. Thank you. And they kept saying it, and it kept pissing me off. I said, how is a white woman America's mammy? Did y'all know that in chattel slavery that black women were literally nursing their own children and white people's children? I didn't mean to go that far off the deep, but I'm just saying, like, when y'all say stuff, I just be like, hold on. Eric and Katie. Ironically, the two South Koreans who part of their culture was appropriated from black culture. Wait, part of their culture was appropriated from? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yes, because listen, you know K-pop, you know the K-pop girlies love playing in a little piece of black. They love playing in black business. All that K-pop shit is derived from R&B, is from niggas. So, hello? Some people act like they don't know history and they need to educate themselves. I just felt like it was just so disrespectful. Like, what are y'all saying? I agree with you, Sonia. I feel like Eric did what most non-white people do in corporate America and get his black people laughs confused. I said, not you getting the black people laughs confused, because the thing is too, I could see it being Rena laughing and him just thinking, oh, this was a black woman. Because it could have been Rena that laughed. We don't know for a fact that Candace laughed. Or maybe I need to go back and watch the scene. I'll go back and watch it just to be sure. You know? Did you notice that Miss Kelsey was not in the challenges when they were running? You mean that she kind of like played to the back? Yeah, I could see her doing that because that's an old lady. She ain't gonna be running around up and down. She gonna go and sit down somewhere, child. Eric sounds dumb all the time. That's the thing about Eric. He sounds stupid all the time. Listen, trainer, can I say this? And I hate that I'm about to say this, but Michael was really eating the girls up at that last round table. He ate the girlies up. He cleared. Candace said last night on live that her nor her fellow traders laughed. Wait, laughed? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, so nobody laughed when they rolled up on Eric. So did you just heard a phantom laugh, or you just make that up? Like, yeah, I really don't like Eric. I do not like him. Also, he needs some damn facial hair. That man needs some facial hair real bad. That's what I said, Winnie. It could have been Rena cackling during that whole banishment skit with Caroline. That was what I thought, because I just feel like out of all of the traders, even though Candace is the most strategic in terms of like the way she vocalizes or, goes around to see who's talking about what, Rinna is Rinna might have like the most like, how do I describe it? I think her personality is the most playful, is what I'm trying to say, out of the Traitors. I think her personality is a little bit more playful. So I could see Rinna actually doing a little giggle, a cackle over Candace. I could see Candace playing a little bit safer, playing to the back. I just feel like Candace is a little bit smarter than the girls give her credit for. So I'm just like, I don't even think that you heard Candace laugh and got it confused for Tiffany. I think if you did hear something, it was Rinna. Yes, exactly, Winnie. Rinna has a very dramatic flair. Look at her at breakfast every day. Thank you, Jameer. It could have been anyone who laughed. Who knows? And then here's the thing, too, right? Like they are surrounded by production, production assistants, cameramen, people on set. He could have heard a giggle of someone, a woman who works on set. So I don't know. It felt baseless to me to bring that to the round table and present it as fact. You didn't see it happening, and then to say like beyond the shadow of a doubt that that was somebody's laugh. You don't know that lady. I hope Candace wins or makes it to the finale. I really hope so too. I'm actually rooting for the Traitors right now. I like Rob and Candace as a duo. I don't think that Rinna is a good traitor. I think that she needs to go. Oh my God, it's been 40 minutes already? Is Eric the sibling of Crystal Kung Minkwoo from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Um, Ed Seg said they're not related. Ed's egg. Ed's egg. Okay. Bye, Rinna. I'm praying Candace wins. Yeah. Yeah, Bubble. I want Candace to win too. But anyway, I just wanted to come down here really quick and tell y'all that, I feel like Michael was right in the situation, period. I understand why everybody sent him home. He was getting on everybody's nerves. But listen, again, I'm with you when you're right. I didn't feel like what he said was, I don't know. And I had been reading a lot of comments about this. So I had been trying to get a good grasp and a good idea of everybody's perspective and really take it in and really, really consider it. I'm not a person that always thinks that she's right. I don't think like that. Um, there are a lot of things that I do feel like I'm right about, but I'm always open to be wrong because that's a part of the human experience, right? So I'm always willing to be wrong. I'm always willing to listen and hear another side because my knee jerk reaction was Michael is right here. So I went looking for different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like I want somebody to give me that thing, that glimmer of that aha that will make me go, okay, you know what? I can see what you're saying about the homophobia with Michael. I have not seen one opinion that made me feel that way. I have not seen one. The reality of the situation is Colton unfortunately had to live a closeted homosexual lifestyle. It is unfortunate. A lot of the girls have to do it. One day I might get up here and tell my own story of how I was outed by a family member. And it wasn't even a thing where I was trying to be in the closet. I was just minding my business, exploring my life. And, I got outed violently. That's another story for another day, child. I don't know. Maybe I'll tell it around Pride. We'll see. We'll see how I feel come June. Anyway, child. But I just didn't feel like him saying, you have the capacity to be deceptive above anybody. Yeah, you do. Here I am. I come on the live to talk my shit, and y'all tell me that he did 3 seasons of The Bachelor. not just one. You went out of your, because to sign up for The Bachelor, to sign up for any show, you have to apply. You have to fill out an application. There's an extensive process. I also think that whenever they do callbacks for these shows, they'll kind of do like an audition, right? They want to get a feel for personalities. They want to see who looks good. They want to look at your body. They're going to have like a casting call. They want you to come in and talk about yourself or whatever like that. So he had been chosen several times. It's just very odd to me that somebody with this type of history, specifically stalking, okay? He's a criminal and he belongs in jail. Somebody with a history of stalking can just get on another show with this much ease. I know that when we watch Love Island, they will drag the girls up off the show for less. One of the girls made a comment about how when she smiles, she has CHINKY. It's an Asian slur. She has those eyes, and she got booted off the show immediately. So I'm just like, we see the way other production teams kind of move on behalf of the cast. Like, how did he get cast here? Hey, UKP, what's up, baby? You feel me? So I don't understand. I think there may have been some things Michael said that was cut out. I was actually, when I was showing the round table to my mom, I was like, now, this is only what we get to see. This is only what we get to see. So I am really curious as to how long they're sitting up there deliberating with each other. Is it an hour? Is it an hour and like I want to know how long these are, because we really only get what, 5-6 minutes of it? That's a shame. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Evangeline, he was a contestant on The Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, then became The Bachelor. Nasty work for him to be casted knowing that he's a stalker. Why is production not doing their due diligence? Because I would be very uncomfortable. This is a man who doesn't care about women's safety. Fuck him being in the closet. Fuck all of that. Because there's plenty of motherfuckers in the closet that is not running around stalking bitches and making them feel unsafe. People have to do what they got to do to protect themselves. And I understand that. Listen, self-preservation is what it is at the end of the day. But you stalking bitches, and it's this level of deception that really gets me, because you went on 3 shows knowing that you gay as fuck. You went on 3 shows seeking out women, playing in women's faces. How many contestants per show? Right? Let's just say there's like 30. You played in the face of 100 fucking women? I don't give a fuck. Michael Cook with what he said. I don't care. I don't care. I don't. That's what I have to say about that, honey. Okay, if y'all want to tussle with me in the comments, you're welcome to. You are welcome to tussle with me in the comments, honey. But anyway, y'all, listen, it's Sunday night. It's Sunday night. I just wanted to pop in here really quick and tell y'all that I love y'all, and to drink your water and get some sunshine and get off that damn phone. That's what I had to do. I had to get off that damn phone these last couple of days, girl. I was stressed out. I had cried myself into a headache on Thursday with this Minneapolis news. Like, I literally cried myself into a headache. Like, I got so triggered too. And I was just triggered thinking about all of the Black people who have been targeted, but they're not being highlighted in the same way that the white lady was highlighted. Like so much just came up for me in the last week, and I had to like kind of take a break from my mental health. I had to clock out of work on Thursday. It was like an hour after I clocked in. I couldn't even see my computer screen through tears. Like I had to clock out. I was like, yeah, that's it for me today, y'all. So just take care of yourselves. Um, come up with a family plan, in case shit gets real. That's what my family and I are doing right now. We're talking about our family plan where we can potentially meet internationally if some shit pops off. For the state kids, everybody get your duffel bag ready. If we got to get your duffel bag, get your documentation, put that shit all in one place, have an emergency blanket, some changes of clothes. Like shit is just that real right now. Like that's how I'm thinking. Like I don't even want to like laugh and kiki on the internet. Like I've barely been on the internet, barely been on Instagram, barely been on Blue Sky or Twitter, whatever. Like I don't want nobody looking at me. I don't want nobody talking to me. I don't want to be perceived. I just feel like what the fuck is going on? I was feeling so happy and so good about life. Like I remember weeks ago I came down here and I was just like I was so happy, and I was like maybe like a month ago. It was like the happiest that I've been in a long ass time. I already feel myself getting emotional, so I'm about to get down from here, child. I am about to get down. Um yeah. Thank you, Evangeline. I agree, Callie Steve. Thank you, Jameer. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know. I was like kind of on a loop in my head again. And just like, I don't know, feeling like really disconnected in this past week. Trying to, work out, trying to get back in my body, do things for fun, find some joy. It's been so hard this last week. It's been so, so hard for me. You know, I've just been really sad. So, get a passport is on the to do list. Yeah. So, my passport actually expired, UKP. So, I got to get a new one. So, that's going to be like my first order of business is going to the post office, get my new passport, and just like I feel like once that's settled, I'll feel a lot better because that's just like a major thing. Also, something my family and I are talking about is like because they were doing like I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to be that person. But anyway, with the Verizon outages that happened the other day. Okay, so that was another element as to why I was extremely stressed out the other day because my best friend lives in LA and she had been having power outages for like a couple of weeks. And then the Verizon outage happened, and I didn't really get to speak to her at some point. And the panic that washed over me, I just freaked out. I really fucking panicked because I started connecting dots and I was like, man, what the fuck? So now we're just like, okay, let's get us some walkie talkies, some long range, long distance. So everybody's going to have walkie talkies in their bag. Everybody's going to have a radio, like an actual radio with the dial on it. Like this is where my mind goes, because this shit that we're dealing with right now is just fucking different. It just is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a person where like you have to convince me that fat meat is greasy. I know fat meat is greasy. You don't have to tell me that it is. So I see things and I start moving accordingly. So right now the family plan is like everybody get your passport in order. everybody have your documents and your change of clothes, your blanket, your whatever in a duffel bag somewhere where it's like, if we need it, it's ready to go. Walkie talkies, radio, first aid kits. I need to look at like an official list of things that people pack, and maybe like we can circle back to this conversation, and I'll post like some links or whatever. Because let me, yo, your girl has been stressed, stressed in this last week, baby. Big stressed. Okay. I'm watching all of the mess from Spain, and we can't believe what is happening over there. The footages are crazy. Listen, I legitimately had to tune out. I had to get off the internet. I had to log off because I was seeing like updates in real time, and my nervous system just was like, I couldn't handle it. When you get your passport renewed, a passport card, get a passport card as well. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank y'all for that tidbit. I didn't know about that. I Is that new? Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate you, babe. So yeah, y'all, please just take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health, and just like lean in with your folks a little bit more right now. Like that's what I needed to do. I just needed to like really be with my family right now. Like I haven't been able to like really get on the internet right now because I'm like, yeah, and the funny thing is like in hard times and in, you know, fucked up situations, Black people are like the people that are like notorious for like cracking jokes and like having a sense of levity through things. And I'm like, I'm usually that person. I love to crack jokes on the internet. It's like at the most inopportune times. Like I'm really that person. I just haven't been feeling like that. Like it just, I feel different right now. And I don't want to try to force myself into feeling a way that I don't. I feel how I feel right now, and it is just what it is. And right now, I need to like plan and get some shit in order so that I know that me and my family is good. So I just wanted to pop in here with y'all really quick. I love y'all. Please take care of yourselves. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow for Potomac. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna see y'all for the next one. Bye.